Talk Virtual Series Episode 2. I am your host, Tina Johnson, as well as the Executive Director of Significant Youth Inc. And we are spotlighting teens who are doing some amazing things here in our community as well as all over the state. Today, we are honored to have Miss Kaylin with us today. Kaylin, can you say hello to our people, to our viewers?
Hey everybody, I'm so excited to be on. I'm just really glad for this opportunity, and I thank you for inviting me, Miss Tina.
Absolutely. I had to. I have been following you for some time, and we both have a mutual friend between us and Amaya. And she was like, Miss Tina, you have got to get her. I was like, honey, I already contacted her mom. So we are so excited to have you aboard with us to share with us the amazing things that you are doing and things that are developing within your nonprofit. So we're going to go right on ahead and get into it. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, Kaylin?
Well, hello. Like I said, everybody, happy Sunday. I hope everyone's doing well. My name is Kaylin Jean-Louis. I am a 15, soon to be 16 in 3 days. Very excited about that. And I am a junior who attends Florida State University schools, better known as FSUS or FHS. I also am the executive director of Kaylin's Cares Konnection Incorporated and the host of the KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin live podcast that generally airs on Sundays at 7:21 p.m. And last but not least, to the many list of things that I am and do, I am a secondary caregiver for my 79-year-old grandmother and my 97-year-old great-grandmother.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. So you have a lot going on, a lot of good stuff going on. Can you tell me what led you to start your organization?
Well, the organization, I would say that it was brewing over the years because as a child, I was always taught, I was instilled two important values, which were caring for others and servant leadership. So constantly it was whenever we saw somebody in need, we found a way to help them. My mom would show us examples, or if we were riding in the car, me and my sister would be in the car and we'd see somebody on the side of the road and then my mom's up helping, or we see somebody else. And so out of seeing that and just everything, even on Christmas times, we weren't allowed to open our presents on Christmas because we had to help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to open our presents. And so from all of that, I think one day I just happened to be watching a show and I saw this other young lady giving back to the people in Africa and just helping. And I was like, I want to start something right here in my community that can help other people. So I founded Kaylin's Cares Konnection in 2016. I have to be honest, it's come a long way because we started off with just doing regular Facebook Live and coming on, sharing certain things about KCK. I founded it and I started it because I wanted to create an organization that would meet the needs of others in my community, whether it was they needed help with getting clothes, getting toys for Christmas, whether it was getting those necessities that they asked for. I wanted to find a way to really show others love, bring them smiles, and touch as many hearts as we can with this organization.
Wow. And that's absolutely amazing to have that kind of heart as a child. When you're young, you're into always kind of receiving, because you get excited. But yeah. I teach my daughter now, the best gift you could ever is to be a giver. Is to always bless somebody else, because that's what we were created to do, right? God says the more that you will give, he'll bless you, right? So you will never have any lack. So that is absolutely amazing. With you being a youth caregiver, with your grandparents along, with you helping your mom, how has that been for you as a youth caregiver? Because I know what it's like as an adult. But some might say, man, that's an overwhelming responsibility. Like, how does, can she balance, being a kid, a youth, a young adult, right, and you're taking care of, your grandparents. So kind of share that with us.
The caregiving experience has been pretty cool. I mean, I've learned a lot more. I would say it matured me being able to just see the certain things going on with my grandmother. But it originally started because my mom, we would go over there every day, of course, because that's still my grandmother. Before dementia happened, we would always go over, make sure she was all right, make sure everything was good, have our normal time. And as time progressed, we started to notice there were some small changes, some memory loss, things that she used to do, she wasn't doing. And as time progressed, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And then we end up going over a lot more, checking on her every day. Then it went to her moving in with us so we could watch her for 24-hour care because she needed that at the time. She couldn't be alone because we didn't want her getting into certain things,
Right.
not being able to have somebody depend on. And so once we got her here, she was here with us for about a couple months, and then it got to a year, and then my great grandmother, who happened to live, she lived in Central Florida at the time, but she started to need the same 24-hour care. So we end up moving her up here as well. And so we've had them with us, living with us for some years now, and just being through this whole, I call it a roller coaster, because I mean, it's highs and lows. You have your times where it's good. You have your times where it's not so great because you're watching them deteriorate and not be able to remember things right in front of you. And you just, you're not able to control what's going on. So you do have to take those moments to pray, to trust, and to know that everything's going to be okay. But with this whole experience, I think it's been pretty good. I've dealt with it. My mom has never made it feel like it was something I had to do. I voluntarily stepped up and was like, hey, I'm going to be in the house with you. I'm going to help. There's not many people in my generation who probably would have done that because they're so used to being everything catered to themselves. And so she's family. That's my main thing. She's family. I would want somebody to do something like that for me. If I was ever in that situation, I would want somebody to care for me and to be there with me through the entire experience. So if I can help her, that's what I'm going to do.
Awesome. And I love that. And it's kind of good for young people to hear from out of the mouth of their peers that it's okay to be helpful to your loved ones. You know, nobody's going to judge you. I think with this young age, you know, they're more so worried about their popularity or their influence. And so I always say your biggest influence is how you treat others. That speaks more than you being, you know, the high school, you know, jock or the cheerleader or the best dressed. How do you treat other people? How do you treat your peers? Do they see you as someone that they can confide in about whatever it is? Or how do they see you interact with your parents when you're out and about? So I think that is very, very commendable. And I want you to know that I appreciate you for doing that for your grandparents. That's a beautiful thing. Okay. Oh yes, I'm lucky to still have my grandparents, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to get back closer. Because my daughter, I grew up with my grandparents, so I wanted her to have that same. Because who's to say when they might fall into a stage where they might not remember anymore? So to be able to have a 95 and a 97-year-old still in their right mind and can still, you know, call you by your name, or you could call them and they know you, it's a blessing either way that they're still among us. Yes. And we still have the ability to take care of them and to put our eyes on them and to do for them. That's beautiful. Now, with everything that you manage, I know you are a well-rounded young lady. You're academically sound. So with school, running your organization, helping at the house with your grandparents, being a youth caregiver, how is that balancing? Like, how is your management? Because to me, I would probably have little sticky notes all on my wall, which you cannot see, but I do. That's my life, you know, because I just kind of have to keep myself, in check and make sure that I'm always on schedule and what I need to do. But for you doing all of this at this age, how do you manage all of that?
Well, I think before everything happened with this, I'm a very organized person because I can't have clutter everywhere, something there. I like to have a structured system. So, I mean, I use a planner. I like to plan out certain things. And I mean, while I'm at school and doing certain things, we have people here who are there watching them. So it's not something that I have to continuously keep my eye on them. But I do help out when I can. I mean, with school, I'm involved in a couple different clubs. So I'm looking forward to see how that's going to play out this year. I know it was different when I was home because I was doing virtual learning, still was able to keep my eye on everything. But I feel like if you have a good system and you learn it and you nurture it for as long as you can, you'll be able to make it through any situation. I would say that throughout this entire caregiver situation, even when managing the business. My mom, my godmom, all the people a part of the KCK team who have been helping. We plan meetings outside of time, figure out when all of our schedules are conducive and we can come on and plan certain things coming on. Because at the end of the day, just because we were affected with COVID, just because I have elderly people who have dementia in the house who are my loved ones, I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what God has called me to do. So any way that I can structure it or whatever we put it together, that's how it's going to happen. We want to encourage, and I want to encourage and motivate as many people as I can. So it does take a lot of sacrifice, though.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love it. And I mean, the fact that God has given you the grace to sustain and maintain all of that. And it's very true that he will never put more on you, whether you're an adult or a child. Whatever task that he puts before you, he will definitely give you what you need in order to complete those tasks. And so the fact that you're able to do that, would you say, how are your peers towards you? Do you have some peers that kind of question like, Kaylin, like, I don't know if I could do that? Or, sometimes you have peers that have different perspectives on what you do as being a youth caregiver. How have you used your platform in order to educate your peers about this, that, look, it's not as bad as you might have seen or what you have heard?
Right. I've gotten a bunch of good reactions, mostly like you said. A lot of people are like, I don't see how you do it, or it's just so cool to know somebody who is balancing all of that. I know one way that I'm communicating through my platforms to really share the word about caregivers. I started the KCK Youth Care 2 movement, and that whole movement, the KCK Youth Caregiver movement, we have been trying to encourage other youth caregivers that they're not alone. We're trying to show people, because a lot of people, I was surprised to hear this, because of course I'm a caregiver 24/7. Like, this is nothing that isn't new to me. But other people are like, well, I've never heard that youth caregivers are even a thing. Like, you hear adults, but you don't really hear about youth. So it was such a surprise to me that it wasn't a subject that was talked about as much. So in February, I started that whole movement just to be able to say, hey, if you're out there, we want to celebrate you. If you're willing to share your story, we will share your story. If you need somebody to help advocate for you, because a lot of times youth caregivers don't share their stories out of respect for the person they're caring for. They don't want, and sometimes the person who they're caring for just doesn't want that information out because it's very, very personal to them. So I try to be that example and show people that, hey, it's okay. Even if you're not ready right now, you can still talk about it and you can still have those people there. And I also had a couple people who are youth caregivers come on the show or were youth caregivers to share their stories, to be a couple more examples of other youth caregivers in the community and just everywhere, so they can see that they're not alone.
And that's what important. They need to know that they're not alone. It's always just good to have another face, as I always say, that look like you. So it kind of gives you that boost of encouragement, motivation, and stability that, look, it's okay. I'm not by myself. There are other people who are doing it too. So that is great. Now, what is your overall desire with your organization? What mark is it that you want to leave for years, even, what happens for someone that your kids to take it over? What is the main thing that you want people to get out of your organization?
I would say that I would love for people to know that my whole organization is based on love, based on caring for others, based on touching as many people as you can, because no matter what need it is, whether it's needing something as simple as groceries or needing something as grand as a big check of money, however way we can help, however way that we can come together as a community to be able to help other people. That is the main goal of KCK. I created KCK because I wanted a platform for other people to join or other people to say, hey, there's certain needs. If I hear there's certain needs that other people aren't meeting, because you always hear during Christmas time and the big holidays, you have a drive for this and you have a drive for that. But I want to be able to step in and fill in those other spaces, because what happens when the holiday is over? People still are in need. People still need help. People still are asking for their different problems. So I want to be able to help. The main goal and mission is just to show love, bring smiles, and touch as many hearts as we can by just showing that we simply care about what's going on.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is wonderful. Now, you are currently dual enrollment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see, kids, listen. She has all of this going on, but she's still maintaining her education, her academic success. So with dual enrollment, because that means you're taking college courses,
Yes, ma'am.
what is it that you want to major in? Where you're going to eventually go to school for? What are you going to major in?
I plan on majoring in communications. I found that field because I talk a lot. I like to do a lot of encouragement. And I think it's really cool just watching people do the broadcast journalism and just being able to get behind the scenes of what people are broadcasting. Because even if you're talking about the news or talking about something as simple as what we're doing here right now, talking about other teens encouraging other people, that platform is used to get to other people. A lot of people see it. And so I want to be able to be in the same field, because if I can get on, encourage people, bring somebody a smile, whether I'm talking about something encouraging or if it's a news anchor wise, I just want to be able to bring a light to other people.
That's great. That is great. Now, I always like for you to share where they attend church at, so we can spotlight, their spiritual leaders who are part of this village, because I'm sure what you are doing right now has been because of what they have planted and sown into you. So can you tell me, what church do you attend and who are your spiritual leaders?
Yes, ma'am. I attend Life Changers Church in God of Christ, which is here in Tallahassee. And my pastors are Superintendent Gerald Mandrell and co-pastor Judy Mandrell. They're always there, always supportive. Pastor Judy is the one who is always motivating people. She inspires me a lot to be able to just come on here and to still be confident. And I'm proud to be a life changer, to represent those who change lives for the cause of Christ.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I met Pastor Judy through her platform that she has, and she is very influential lady, a lady with power. When you get in her presence, you can't help nothing but just be zoomed into what she has to say. So that's a beautiful thing. And I think parents need to pinpoint that. It's good to have your children engage with spiritual leaders or either mentors, someone who can kind of help sow into your child, to give them that motivation, that push, even information that they might need that a parent might not have access to. I always say that we do things better when we do it together. And what I mean by that is when we have that village mentality, that is just not all on the parents. It also is with your church family, is with your school family, even where parents work at. You will be surprised of the resources that are amongst you when you start engaging in conversation. And next thing you know, you have a surrounding of people that are there to help push you and to motivate you. So shout out to Pastors Mandrell there at Life Changers. You all are doing an amazing job with your youth. We can see it right here, and we want to just encourage you to keep doing your thing there. Now, before we conclude, I want you to just kind of really give some words of motivation and encouragement for children who might not necessarily feel like they have what it takes to be great. That's one mantle that we have here. I make the kids recite every day that I have what it takes to be great. But sometimes it's like, well, I don't have this resource, or I don't know anybody. But sometimes God just only reveals to you what it is. And then from there, he starts connecting you or sending people to cross your path. So to talk to children, just to not to be discouraged in whatever it is that they are pursuing, to just stay committed. Why don't you give them some words of encouragement, motivation?
Well, one thing I would say to you all is, one, know that you have all the strength, all the capability to perform, to do anything that you want to do, whether it's something that even if it's coming out with your own business, even if it's just starting an idea where you want to talk to people, you want to help people. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody's negative opinions, negative thoughts, their own opinions and versions of how they want your life to go to affect you and to stop you from what you were called to do or what you want to do. Because somebody else, there's plenty of people who, me as an example, who are helping other people. They have service organizations. They're helping other people, but it's about making it your own. Make it unique. You can still do something. You can say, hey, I want to sell lemonade. You got several people who sell lemonade in Tallahassee and all over. But if you want to be different, add a unique component that's going to keep you and stand out. Whether it's your personality, whether it's something that you're selling, be your own person, be your own self-starter, be your own creator, and don't allow other people's opinions, other people's dictations to tell you what to do. Another thing I would say is when you do start a business or when you do venture out and want to be great at something, it's going to be challenging. It's inevitable for you not to have challenges. You're going to have those times where everything may not go as well. You're going to have those moments where you don't succeed at every event. You don't succeed at every task that you're trying to do, but keep going. Don't just give up and stop because you don't know what's going to happen the next time or the time after that. You have to take a leap of faith and say, hey, it didn't work out the first time, but I'm going to try again. That's all about perseverance. It's all about being resilient. You can't be the person you want to be. You can't motivate other people, but you don't motivate yourself.
That's it.
You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. And you have to be your number one supporter no matter what, whether you fail, whether you make a mistake, because even when you fail and you make those mistakes, you have to get up, own up to what you did and move on. If you stay in that spot of, I can't do this, if you have that fixed mindset where you're not going to change, you're going to stay in a place of ignorance, or you're going to stay in a place of lack of confidence just because you're scared, then you're hindering yourself from being a blessing to somebody else.
Right.
So go out and be great. Do what you can do because you have something placed inside of you. Whether you haven't unlocked it or not, you have that unlocked potential waiting on the side of you. So make sure that you take those steps to get there and don't let anybody stop you.
Okay. And as the young generation say, period. Okay. That was amazing. It is amazing. And that's the thing, while you were talking, I thought about the story that we're all familiar with, the little engine that could.
Yes,
and you remember in that story, it doesn't matter. As he kept chugging along, and while he was chugging, he was singing, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Now, that does not mean he didn't have any challenges, because he did. But what kept him going was his mindset, his confidence within himself. And that's the thing. We always tell children, you were already validated when you were in the womb of your mother. When God put you in your mother's womb, you were validated. So at that very point, you don't need anyone else to co-sign what God has already said you were supposed to be.
Yes,
so with that, children, you have got to, young people, you have got to keep going. Don't stop. Don't let naysayers try to detour you, to tell you, oh, that's not going to work. Nobody's going to support you. You keep, if God gave it to you, he is going to see that thing from start to finish. Yes, but like Kaylin said, you have to be the one to already have it within you that you're going to do it. Come trial or come error, you're still going to persevere and do to the best of your ability, because that's all God requires anyway. It's just to do it to the best of your ability. There's no perfection on this side. We all want to operate in the spirit of excellence, but there will be some bumps in the road, but that doesn't mean that you throw in the towel. No, you keep going. You pick up the pieces. You go back to the drawing board, go to step B. If step B didn't work, go to step C and follow through from that point to pursue what it is. As you can see right here, Kaylin will tell you, I'm sure when she started all of this, there were some bumps in the road. Definitely. But just like that little engine that could, she kept saying, I think I can. I think I can. And now look where she is now. Got a nonprofit, doing some amazing things, now have brought in youth caregivers now. So there's a platform for young people who are caregivers that can have a support from her organization to be there, to be a sounding board and to provide services to those individuals. And so I think that is absolutely phenomenal. Just by listening to you speak, Kaylin, I mean, I'm motivated. I feel like I'm at a conference somewhere and I need an envelope. I need to sow a seed on this because you are absolutely amazing. You have the ability to really pull in and light up, the fire till you got this. And these kids need to know they have this. There's nothing too hard that they cannot do with God at the forefront and the foundation of it all. So that is very important. Listen, I have enjoyed talking to you. How can individuals connect with you? Youth caregivers, adult caregivers, people who might want to know other services that your organization provides. How can they connect with you?
Well, there are a couple of ways that you can connect with KCK. The first way would be you can follow us on our Instagram page, which is at Kaylin Cares 15. And if you ever need to get a word of encouragement or you just need somebody to help, you can go there and DM the page and make sure we'll get with you, we'll connect with you. Now, I saw somebody say a question, how can I make a donation?
Yes, listen, how they ready to sow.
You could go to www.kaylinscaringconnection.com, and on that website there will be a button that says donate, and you can donate on there through PayPal. We also have Cash App, which I'm pretty sure is $Kaylin Cares, so you can donate there. You can also, if you want to sponsor KCK, there's a page on there with sponsorship. So if you want to be a part of the sponsorship and sponsor us for upcoming events that we have going on or just meeting those needs, that's on there too. You can also reach us on Facebook at Kaylin's Caring Connection, and you can also message there if you ever need resources for youth caregiver things or for other caregiver things coming up. You can go on YouTube at KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin and subscribe there. There's several videos of motivational topics, whether you're feeling bad and you just need that good pump and motivation. Click on one of those videos, get inspired, get motivated. And last but not least, you can, two more things. You can follow on TikTok at Kaylin Cares 15. That's the added component because you know our generation, that's the thing right now. Mm-hmm. And LinkedIn at Kaylin's Caring Connection. But there, I would be appreciative whether if you donate, because we have something actually coming up that I would love for you all to donate. It's the Alzheimer's Walk that's coming up this year.
Right.
And I started my own team, the first youth team in Tallahassee, because usually it's just adults. But I started Team Youth Care too. It's on my shirt. But that team, it's a part of the movement. We're joining forces with the Alzheimer's Association to walk for Alzheimer's. There's so many people in my family who were affected by it, and so it's personal to me. But if you all would want to donate, you can go to www.kaylinscaringconnection.com/events, and you can go on there and donate it'll take you to the link to the actual page, and you can donate on there. And if you are a youth who wants to join my team and help me raise funds and raise awareness for Alzheimer's, you can also join my team with the same link. We'll put that all down and everything and share that out. But that's an event coming up. So I would love if anybody wants to donate, if anybody wants to be a part of the team, if you are a youth and you want to be recruited, please comment down below, message down below, because I want to get that out. It will be in October 2nd. So I have some time to raise funds, but I'm out here trying to get the word out now.
Awesome. And we're proud. We talked about this, about significant youth joining with you on that. So we are going to be doing that through our Significant Youth Cares, because as you know, we do a lot of service by providing arts to senior center facilities here in Tallahassee. So we are all about that, just being able to just give some joy to seniors who are confined in convalescent homes and that kind of thing. So with what you got going on, we definitely will be connecting with you, making a donation, and we hope we're going to get some kids out there that's going to be able to walk on Kaylin's team, for her event. So yes, that is on our list of discussions for this year for our community service adventures. But Kaylin, listen, you have been a blessing. This is my first time, believe it or not, speaking with you. I've been talking to your mom mostly, but I feel like I've been knowing you for a while. But it is so good to just have a young lady to be having the platform that you have to just motivate and inspire kids from all walks of life to pursue what it is that they have the desire to do. And just to say, hey, it's somebody just like me. You know, it doesn't have to be an adult, which is okay to have an adult, but I'm just always about connecting youth with other youth who are doing great things. You might be in different spectrums of what you do, but what makes you the same is that you all are doing it for a good reason, that you are motivated. You are here to make a difference, to impact the world, and I was to basically display that you all have what it takes to be great, because we see you doing great things. So from Significant Youth Inc., I personally want to say thank you. We will definitely be in touch with this whole pandemic. We were really hoping with our conference this year, but we're still kind of under those CDC guidelines. But you better believe you will see Kaylin at a Significant Youth Conference, and that's one of our biggest events as a speaker. Okay, we're gonna have you back. We're gonna have to bring you back. Again, it's been amazing talking to you. For those who want to connect with Significant Youth, if you know some teens that are doing some amazing things, please email us. Our email address is below. It is the SYouth. You spell out the entire word youth, followed by inc at gmail.com. We are also on Facebook, Significant Youth. Inc. is on Facebook. We're slowly going to start broadening to the other spectrums of social media because our platform has grown, and we have a lot of people that are really excited about the work that we've been doing for some time. So again, thank you for your time, Kaylin. Thank you for the ministry of caring and sharing and inspiring other young people to just get in there and just get it done. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the bumps in the road. Just get back up and keep going, reminding yourself that you can do it. All right, everybody, we thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to use the information that Kaylin has provided to sow into what this young lady is doing. I promise you, I'm going to see her on my TV screen one day, whether it be CNN, ABC. I'm looking for you, Kaylin, because you are definitely destined for greatness. And whatever that I can do, Significant Youth can do to support you in your endeavors, you know how to contact me. We are not connected. And so I look forward to us doing some wonderful things together from now on, however the good Lord allows us to do it. So again, everybody, thank you for your time. Thank you for your views. If you have not shared it, please do share it. Come back and look at it. It'll be up. We have some amazing youth coming in. Next month, we will be featuring a youth artist, a painter here in Tallahassee. So she's going to be displaying some of her work. And so as you can see, we're getting kids from all spectrums, okay? The thing that makes us really unique is that we use Significant Youth to spotlight the things that are going well with you. We see on the news everything that's not right, but we're going to be the voice that shouts to the world. We have some youth that are doing some things
Good
right,
news.
And we want everybody to know about it. We want them to be able to come into your homes through our virtual platform and inspire your young people to get up and to be great, because that's what they were predestined and called to do. All right. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a blessed week. Stay dry. And until we see you again on Significant Youth Red Table Teen Talks, have an amazing day. Thank you. Thanks, Kaylin.
Of course. Thank you.
No problem. We look forward to having you again.